Hello everyone, it's Dawn. I'm back again. Now this video isn't instead of the one tomorrow, Friday, it's as well as it. This is just a little extra. This is one of those things I thought of when I was out and about shopping. I saw something and I thought, that would make a good project if I could adapt it for a little bit. So I'll show you what I wanted to use to adapt as we go along. And today we are going to be making a small clipboard. Very handy if you haven't got a notebook, or you don't want a notebook and you just want a few pages or a small notepad. These clipboards are absolutely fantastic. So this one measures 6 by 8.5. Now I've made mine out of white mount board. Now you can make yours out of stacked cereal boxes, and I'd recommend about 3 or 4. You can make it out of chipboard. You can make it out of whatever you've got at home. Now I've got loads of chipboard around my studio, so that's what we've got. So I'm making chipboard and I'm using my own papers, but as I say, you can use whatever you've got. Use whatever you've got in your stash. You don't have to make this theme. Use whatever you've got. So this is the back. I've already done a little bit to the front just to save a bit of time. So on the front, I've already glued my pattern paper. Now this is going to be an ocean theme, but as I say, use whatever you've got. Use whatever themes. You can use flowers, you can use cricket, you can use any sport, anything you've got. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using my new Ocean Deep collection, or some of it anyway. But I found something when I was out shopping which I thought would go with it really well. And they seem to be everywhere at the moment. So I'll show you what I mean by that as we go along. So let's straight away make it into a clipboard. And I have got, well, almost straight away, I have got one of these 6x4 notepads and it's still stuck together. And on the back, I have just put some double-sided tape and I'm going to stick that down. Now, if we stick to these sizes, we can, once this runs out, we can just buy another one and stick it on. Now, if you go to WH Smith, you can get these little packs. I think they come in about packs of three pads, and they're really efficient. So I'm going to save the best till last. I'm going to show you how I make it into a clipboard at the very end. But to emphasize the ocean theme, what I've done is I've stamped and I've cut out some little shells. Now I've only printed these onto paper, so I'm just going to use a bit of glue stick. So I'm going to put a little bit up there and I'm going to just stick that down there like that. And I think we'll have this large one, or larger shell, the largest shell we've got. I've only cut 3 out, I've only printed off 3. And I think we'll have that one just coming out there like that. And I'm not sure whether to put that one there. Oh, let's put it there. That'll look nice, I think. And when I show you what I'm using for the clip, you'll see why I've decided to use shells. Now, I don't want that in the same orientation, so we'll just overlap it a little. And we'll use that. Now, I have got one more little embellishment to put on, but I think it's time to show you what I'm using for the clip. Now, I was in Accessorize, my local Accessorize this morning. I'm always in there. So ask anyone locally, they'll tell you. Now, this is actually one of those things you use in your hair. Now, I've seen these and they're beautiful. And I overheard one of their customers saying, oh, I wish I could use them, but my hair's so short, what would I do with it? And I said, why don't you use it and make yourself a clipboard? So I told her roughly what I meant by that. She thought it was a great idea and brought 10. So she's making them up for Christmas presents. So all you do, and they'll stay nice and flat. So this is one of those springy things you use to put in your hair. I'm not going to put it in my hair, although my hair's nice and long. But it's not nice and long, it's a pain in the neck because it gets in the way. At the moment, it's tied back. So what you do is you just clip it on, literally clip it on like that. It doesn't stay on permanently, but it still stays reasonably flat. So you've still got a really nice clipboard. That's why I used these shells, because it emphasizes this shell up here. Now, I'm going to just use one more embellishment, but I'm not going to use all of it because I've used I don't know whether you want to call them whales or dolphins, but whatever you want, I called them whales, but I suppose they could be dolphins. I painted them, so I didn't, without any idea of what I was going to call them. So I'm just going to paint, I'm going to splodge on That's a good technical term, isn't it? Splodge on. I'm going to put on a bit of glue. Again, I've only printed this onto paper. But I'm not having it coming all the way over. I was going to have it nose diving into the shells. But instead, what I thought I'd do is I didn't cut it straight away because I didn't know how far across I wanted it. So we might just need a tiny blob of glue under there. Just have him leaping onto the page. Then all you've got to do, if you decide to do it like this, it's best to position it as you want it first. And then just turn it over, go right up to the back so it's flush. So we're going to cut his tail off. I know it sounds a bit macabre, but we're going to cut his tail off. So anyone who's seen the film Dolphin Tale will be familiar with that. But she still managed to, in the story, she still managed to swim beautifully eventually. So anyway, there is our completed clipboard with a few embellishments, a very simple paper and pattern paper, and a very inexpensive little 6x4 pad. Now you can make these any size you like. You can make it a full A4, you can make it as big or as small as you like. In fact, you could cut it in half and make a mini if you wanted to. But I thought that was about the right size. So this is just a very quick project, an extra project. As I say, I saw this in Accessorize this morning when I was shopping. And I decided, when I overheard someone saying what could they do with it, I decided to try and help them out and give them something to do with that project. So there we go, guys. There is our extra project, and we're going to call it a clipboard because after all, that's what it is. And the inspiration came from a shell-shaped clip. Now, don't ask me to say that again. But don't worry if you can't find the shell shapes. If you go into Accessorize, I thought I'd knocked everything over then. Or if you go into almost any shop that sells hair clips, you don't have to use these. Find one that you really like. Find a hair clip that you like. But I would recommend that you find one with these teeth type of things because it'll grip better. Find one you like, bring it home, find some papers and embellishments that go with it, and make your own themed small clipboard. It's not quite a mini clipboard, because a mini clipboard would be about half of that. So I'm calling it a small clipboard. So, but you can make yours any size you like. So rummage, go and have a little shop around, preferably in a physical shop rather than online because it's easier to see. So go and explore, go and have fun shopping. Find a hair clip that you really like, bring it home, find some papers and embellishments that go with it. Get yourself, or you can even use ordinary printer paper and cut it down to 6x4. You don't have to go out and buy anything special. Just use what you've got at home. Any paper pad, one of those little notepads, just cut it down to a 6x4 if you're making this size. And if you're going to do that, all you'll need to do is put some glue on the top to hold the pieces together. In fact, you don't even need to do that. If it's a clipboard, you can just leave it loose leaf. That's the beauty of these. So do that however you like. That was just a few ideas of how you could do it. And I will see you tomorrow with a regular project and our regular schedule. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope you enjoy the one going up tomorrow on Friday. So I'll see you then. And in the meantime, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you've watched this video and you've enjoyed it and you're not yet a subscriber, please do hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. There's lots more to come. And if you do make this or one like it, pop over to our Crafty Capers with Dawn Facebook group and come and show us what you've made. We'd love to see it, and they're a really lovely bunch of people. They really are. They're lovely ladies. So come and see us and show us what you make. And I will see you tomorrow. And until then, take care everybody. Have fun. Thank you for watching. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.